Welcome everybody to the July monthly meeting of the Miami Condo Market Investing Club. We're going to be talking about the 2025 Condo Association financial cliff that's occurring here in the state of Florida. We're about 6 months out from basically things changing dramatically for anybody who lives in a condominium, thinking about buying into a condominium, is financing a condominium, is renting in a condominium. Basically, everything is changing. So that's what we're going to get into. But let me go through some of the real basic housekeeping before we sort of get started. These are monthly meetings. We do them every Wednesday of every month. We do them at noon. The strategy is we're going to spend about an hour or so. I'm going to go over some general overviews. I'm going to give you some real kind of in the trench, on the street type of intel. And then after that, we'll open it up for Q&A, questions and answers. All the questions will be done via. So if you do have questions for me, I would tell you, start submitting them maybe about 12:50, 12:55. And then what I'll do is right about 1 o'clock, we'll wind it down. And then I'll go ahead and answer the questions. If anybody has to leave early because whatever reason, as mentioned, this video will be up on Friday. I'm going to email a link to everybody. It'll also be posted on the website. It'll be behind a paywall, but because you're a club member, it's all you do is you log in. Once you're logged in, you're able to see everything is sort of involved with that. So that's part of the housekeeping. Also want to mention too, we have members from all over the world. We don't ask anybody where you're from. We don't ask you what you do. We're not trying to sell you anything. Basically, what we're doing is we're sharing the same type of information that we share with Wall Street, we share with lenders, we share with others. It's kind of a way to give those individuals who maybe are realtors, maybe our lenders, our developers, our investors, our spectators from afar, an opportunity to sort of tap into the kind of the no spin, no BS type of perspective. This is a sell side market in South Florida. Effectively eat what you kill, and as a result of that, a lot of people are always pitching you and pitching people on things. This is luxury, that's luxury. And as a result, they're going to try to get a higher price from you. That's not our objective. Our objective is to collect the information, go ahead and provide it to you. You do what you want with the information. If you want to use it to trade, you want to use it to invest, you want to use it to provide financing, you want to use it just because you want to stay abreast of the marketplace, completely up to you. So you will not get any pitches from us. But where I was going with this is we had our first social. We're going to be doing this. We're going to do another social probably in September. We're doing them quarterly during the summer because we're still trying to figure out how it goes. And then probably as we start to get into the season, anybody who doesn't know or isn't in South Florida, season effectively will begin in about November and will run through April. So as we get into that time frame, we'll probably do them once every other month, maybe once a month, depending on what everybody wants to do. So I would suggest that if you do have any comments and recommendations for us, please feel free to go ahead and send them to me, and we'll factor it all in. It's a work in progress, trying to figure out some of the finer points, but the general premise and the baseline is we're going to be basing it on statistics, straight talk, and trying to build a community for those people who are playing in the condo game. Again, never try to sell you anything. If any other member tries to pitch you something, that's between you and them. You can basically tell them that, you're not interested. We'll never ask you where you work. If you want to share it, great. You don't want to share it, great. Again, community. Take with it what you can in terms of intel, and if we can be of assistance, or if maybe we can point you in the right direction to somebody, we would love to sort of do so. We did have that social. We'll be having another social probably in September. Then we'll go every other month for the social. It was an opportunity for people to get around, to get together. We met over at a bar, a little neighborhood bar. It's kind of one of these sleeper places where you get a lot of people hanging out in there you never would have thought. Prices are reasonable. Everybody hung out. Supposed to go from 5:30 to 8:30. We ended up staying till 10:30. Everybody was talking shop. They were swapping war stories and just basically enjoying each other and, trading cards and stuff like that. So that, that's kind of what the vision was for the club when we first got started. And that's ultimately, we sort of achieved it somewhat at that first social. So we're hoping going forward, it's going to get increasingly better. One question that comes up sometimes is people are looking for statistics or looking for this or looking for that. What I will tell you is if you are logged in, any statistics we're putting out, you're going to see, they're going to be behind a paywall. So just be sure when you come to the website, make sure to log in. Now, there were some questions. You got Condo Vultures, then you got this thing called Substack. Let me sort of explain it to you. So Condo Vultures is a website that can basically be tracked and used by AI. AI is going in, artificial intelligence, they're going in, they're capturing all the information. We can try to do what we want to try to prohibit them. It's not really working. So we use Condo Vultures as almost like a landing page, if you will. So you'll go there, and then as you want to get into some of the stuff that we have behind the paywall, we're sending you over to Substack. I use some websites that break paywalls, and I haven't been able to break Substack. So that's kind of why we have this information there. That's why maybe sometimes you get confused, where is it? What is it? Ultimately, it'll all end up on Substack. And as long as you're logged in, you'll be able to get access to that, including a list of 13,000, all 13,000 condo associations that exist in the Tri-County, South Florida area of Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. We got them from government records. All the statistics I'm going to be referring to, primarily it's going to be government records, and or it will be our proprietary research, which is basically we'll go in, we'll capture something from the government, we'll add some secret spices to it, we'll take information from other legitimate sources, put it all together and sort of create some of these databases. I was a journalist for 13 years. I was a staff writer, I was an editor, I wrote a column for the Miami Herald as well as the Miami Real Deal. And I kind of do things based on the way a journalist would do it. I'm not talking about somebody who's left or right or any of that type of stuff, but basically the old school way you get in there, everything you pull is defendable if you do get sued or you're in front of a judge or in front of a jury. That's kind of the way we're doing it. And that's the information that you're going to get from us. If we're going to be subjective or offer any kind of opinion one way or another, I think it'll be pretty clear cut. But the key to us is always put out the information to you and for you. So what are we going to discuss today? We're going to talk about the condo cliff. As I mentioned, it's going to kick in 2025. We're also going to talk generally about statistics and what's going on with the condo associations, especially the older ones, and then the unit sales. How's it impacting unit sales? We're already starting to see some glimpses of that. We're going to talk about a state representative representing District 113. She's a representative. Her area is basically the MacArthur Causeway South, which will include all of Brickell Avenue area and in Key Biscayne. She went on the radio locally. She went on WLRN, which is the National Public Radio station down here in Miami, and was talking about this cliff. And she actually came out and said that if it was her, she wouldn't be touching a condo, buying it until at least 2020. So I'll get into some of the details on that, and I'll also get into the details of how that might actually be a great buying opportunity as people are running away. Some investors like to run in because it typically means a better price. And we can also discuss too about if you own a condo, what the hell do you do with it sort of right now? So we will get into that. We're also going to talk about what's going on in the finance market, interest rates, stuff like that. We'll give you an update. But before we do, let me just sort of recognize some of our preferred vendors, if you will. These are groups that we know, we've worked with quite some time. And if you need any of these types of services, feel free to reach out to them. I'm giving them my seal of approval. You work with whoever you want. So, maybe you're new to the market. Maybe you're trying to figure it out. Because remember, we are reaching out to people who want to do it themselves. Maybe they want to take advantage of the new realtor settlement agreement where, you don't need to work with a realtor. You can go at it alone and you're going to try to patch together all of your key personnel. Well, this might be a good opportunity for you. So let me just cite them and then we're going to get into some of the detail. Clarita Rosa, she's got a title company called Candor Title and Closing. She's been around for quite some time. Also too, permit. Maybe some of you are doing some work legally, illegally, you get jammed up. Things don't go the way you wanted. You get caught, or maybe you're trying to do some sort of changes to your property. You need to figure out what can I do, what's possible, how's it going to work? Well, there is one of our preferred vendors. Is Miami 21 Zoning and Entitlements, Christine Carey. She's a former City of Miami planner. She used to work at Lennar. She's worked in other cities in and around. Construction. Real hard to get your hands on contractors who actually take your money and then they show up. Let me point out Andres Alvarez. Andres is with 3A Quality Services and Construction. He's been doing it for quite some time. He's a grinder. Little things, big things, all that type of stuff. So, you have some projects around the condo, you have some projects that maybe you want to gut a house and kind of, redo it all, consider Andres. And then finally, some of you might be buying condos and you're going to need to outfit them because you're going to do Airbnb or anything like that. Longtime friend of mine, Jose Suarez, he's got a company called Global Inventory Liquidator. What Jose does is he buys the remaining supplies from companies that are going belly up, whether they're furniture supply companies. So if you were in the market for, some good quality stuff that basically it's getting unloaded because a company hasn't necessarily done well, could be restaurants, stuff like that, you might want to reach out to Jose. Those are our vendors. Now, let's go ahead and kind of get started